Okay, you are the person we can actually trade with, I think.
Greetings, monsieur. You need something?
Perchance.
Mind if I glance at your stock?
Bovine Blues was the quest you were talking about? Okay. So you think we should do that on the early side? Oh, or did you just want to make sure that we got that quest before we suddenly saw cows falling from the sky? That would be probably best for us to know that we are not going completely insane. Yeah, that would have been an experience if we had happened upon that accidentally without knowing about that quest beforehand. And also understandable how you're like, well, see, I can't really tell you what it is. Not that you would have believed me, but let's see, do you have anything interesting for us? Not really. I mean, I don't know. Dye solution. We wanted to mix and match and create our own dyes, but that's pretty expensive. I mean, I suppose we're doing pretty well on the money front these days, and we're late enough in the game that, you know, things in the 1 to 200s are not quite as much of a barrier as they once were. Now, you know, we're seeing things that are in the thousands, of course. But still, for something that's purely about aesthetics, when we obviously, as you can see in our inventory, already picked up several dyes, just feels like maybe not. And we'll probably have plenty of opportunities to get us later on if we want to. I was hoping you're going to have something like, I don't know, maybe Gwent cards or just generally anything at all of interest. But I'm afraid not.
See ya.
Okay, so is there anything else in this village that we want to make sure that we do? There's definitely other buildings that we've not yet explored, other people presumably that we've not yet talked to. So I think let's just continue looking around a bit here.
Have you been there?
No, but almost. It's a long story, and come to think of it, I'm not sure we really want to be talking about it. May or may not have killed the Ophiri Prince.
Challenge each other for sport. Leave us to summon a witcher from the north for help. Who would have thought it possible?
No comment. Cheese grommet. Wondrous World of Insectoids, a supplement. I know we've read some things about insectoids, but okay, no, we've not yet read this. Let it be known there exists no being more wondrous than the giant centipede. Ah, yes. Verily I say unto you, blind is he who fails to see their evolutionary advantage over all other species. Of what, centipedes? I mean, they are giants, so suppose they win out against other centipedes, but other insectoids? Every other species in existence? That's a bit of a stretch. After all, is there another creature so perfectly adjusted to living under the ground as well as on top of it? Another being able to pelt through passages invisible to the naked eye and construct stunning subterranean cities? Verily, I say unto you, let us bow before the divinity of 1,000 limbs, oh, so divine, before it is too late. Let us pray to the centipede gods. Let us shelter behind the chitin thorax, on which the swords of our enemies shall break, for it is incredibly strong. Let us bring nourishment for the great mandible, the ever-eating. Let us devote ourselves to these wonderful giants, these titanic insectoids, these scolopendromorphs. Let us resemble Shalimars, their humble servants, who make it possible for this grand species to become even stronger and even greater. Our toil shall be rewarded. I promise this. For the giant centipede gods are ever merciful and ever grateful for our praise. Praise the great mandible. Yeah, okay, man. Anything else? I'm not sure there is. Unless you're hiding something in this corner. Oh, that you are. That you are. There's the town. All we had to do was climb up this random ladder, and suddenly we know that we're in Flovive. Once upon a time, a plague of frogs visited the Sanstritor Marsh. Duchess Ademarta declared a prize would be given to whoever freed the land of these accursed amphibians. Yet neither the knights errant, nor the druids, nor anyone else proved up to the task, until a poor raftsman named Flovive figured out a way. He serenaded the frogs with his violin, and they, entranced by his melody, followed him out of the duchy, the Pied Piper, except this time it's for frogs. In memory of this event, the settlement where Toussaint's raftsman dwells bears his name. Interesting. It's quite the story. Okay, there is an inn here. We've not yet been there, of course. Let's see what else is on the top floor here, if anything.
We could use one
Kiki
around here
Moors.
full time.
Have we seen any Kiki Moors in Witcher 3 yet? 'Cause that's another one. That's another one that was a prominent group of enemies in The Witcher 1, but we've not yet seen The Witcher 3. At least I don't think. Okay, that quest will give us some context for another area. So does that mean we should probably do the bovine blues relatively soon? Let's read about Kiki Moors. Observation has shown the Kiki Moors are the most organized and hierarchical of the post-conjunction insectoids. Their workers follow the orders of warriors. They are all subjects of the queen, who seems to control the behavior of all members of the swarm, even though she remains hidden deep in the ground. Yeah, we'd rather not encounter any Kikimor queens. Been there, done that. Considering the small size of this species' cerebral ganglia, which functions as a brain, one may hypothesize that Kikimors possess a sort of hive mind, making them similar to ants. Actually, a cerebral ganglion is not a brain. It is a nerve, a center of nerves that is basically a system of processing information for organisms that have not yet formed a brain because they're not advanced enough? Seriously. Like, these guys didn't even take biology.
Come on, you fuck! Try it!
Okay. Well, here is the tavern. And we have some festivities going on, including more minstrels whose shins and feet are buried under the floorboards. It's even more common than the plague these days. It's a real shame. It really is. No one's been able to find the cure. Fortunately, it's not quite as contagious. Once you have it, there's no getting rid of it. A bunch of random peasants. There are no children here, thank you very much. But, alright. Let us find the actual tavern keeper, who I presume is, yeah, over here. Because this person, I'm guessing, we can play at Gwent, and may sell Gwent cards, because that is often the case.
What is it you need?
Had wine on my mind all day.
What kind? Red? White?
Did someone say wine?
Dry? Semi-dry? Sweet? How heavy? What appellation?
Okay, we get it. You like wine.
I'll need to think about it.
I guess, can you tell us something about the area?
Tell me something about the area, would you?
What's there to tell? That the master of these
Should I be
lands,
concerned about
Monsieur
your
de Bourbeau,
urge to
is
stab
the
shins?
greatest buffoon in old Toussaint?
Really? Thanks. Keep an eye out in that case.
I also totally missed what she said there. I was too preoccupied thinking about someone stabbing shins incessantly. Let's see what you have to sell.
Show me what you got behind
So
the
I
counter.
think she will likely have some Gwent cards. Except she doesn't. So much for that theory. I mean, we could sell some junk. We really wanted to just dump food, because I think we've been getting a lot of fish and whatnot. So the fish are actually decent. How much water do we have? Are we sufficiently hydrated here? Can we dump a pack of 100? Do we have a second pack? Actually not. Oh, we've 4 elsewhere. Okay. I mean, I think we'll be fine. I think we can sell all this. Water grows on trees, right? We'll be good. Don't worry. I mean, other than that, might have a tiny bit of furs. Yeah, we actually have a somewhat significant amount, I guess. I don't know if we've tried ever dismantling the patched up vests, because those are new as of Blood and Wine. I assume they probably just give us leathers and whatnot, so it is worth a little bit. Maybe it's worth just selling it instead in that case. Okay, that is somewhat comforting to hear that you only stab people's shins in video games, but still somewhat concerning. A little bit concerning nonetheless. That's actually bag of grain. I mean, I suppose makes some sense that is worth a bit. But, you know, as I was saying a bit before about buying stuff here, where, you know, once upon a time, buying something that cost in the hundreds was a lot, and we would scoff at the idea of being able to afford such a luxury. But, now that we're late on in the game, that's not so much of a barrier, but on the other end of things, when it comes to selling stuff, selling junk for 3 coins, 4 coins, 5 coins a piece, I mean, it was never a huge deal. Sometimes, I guess early on when we had them in decent quantity, it added up a bit. But nowadays, you know, getting 40 coins is just not really a big deal. But let's play you at Gwent, because although you may not have been selling Gwent cards, presumably if we play you at Gwent and beat you at Gwent, then we could, of course, win a card from you that way. And speaking of coins not being so big of a deal, I mean,
Gwent,
that means we gotta go all in, right?
Around.
We basically just diss someone? Okay. That sounds good to me. So I think we've been playing a bit on Skellige recently, right? Because that's, of course, the new deck. And, I mean, you could, for that reason, deliberately go exclusively Skellige and just go all out on it, because, of course, we still, relative to the other factions, have played it the least. Then again, if we do that for the entirety of Blood and Wine, it might start to get a little bit old. So I don't know. Why don't we go for it here, and then, you know, on a future occasion we can see. Maybe next time we'll go a different route instead. I don't remember if we picked up any particularly good cards recently that we would want to add. I think we're pretty much up to date here. Don't think I'm immediately seeing anything that jumps out as an amazing card. I think we got you recently, and you are basically the Dandelion equivalent, but in the Siege row specifically instead. Except, I don't think we have much in the Siege row at the moment for Skellige, so I don't think that matters much. I don't think you're very good yet. So let's get started. And they're Northern Realms, and I think that's the double the Siege row leader ability as well. Scourge can be good. Mysterious Elf can be very good. I absolutely saw this card, and immediately the word Spores came to mind, because that is what this card is in the standalone Gwent game. That is not what it is in The Witcher 3, though, so okay. Noted. We have some of the musters. This is not the preferred Gaunter muster, but it might do. We have Tight Bond, a few Tight Bonds, but only one of them. In which case, I think what we probably do here is we dump one of the Tight Bonds and try to get either the other one in exchange or just something entirely different. Well, we got the cow. Okay, that's good. Definitely good. So let's try getting rid of the War Longship here. And we got Yennefer, I think. So yeah, I think both those exchanges went well. And we go first. So we probably... rather not lead off with the muster. Let's go cow first, actually. It's pretty low risk. They want to destroy the cow, then okay. Alright, they're going very slowly here. With just a 1-strength siege expert. And, so I'd like to get the muster down early. But at the same time, I don't want to jump right into having our cards be scorchable. So why don't we... Let's go Hjalmar here. I want you to play something that is bigger than a 4. That is not a hero. I should have specified. Oh, also... Oh, another card we definitely could have gotten rid of was Martyrum, because we don't have any of the Berserkers here, right? Yeah, muster before Spy. That's why I wanna get these guys down here soon. But at the same time, you know, getting like 3, I think it's 3 for Gaunter Darkness, right? And it's 2 for the Longship that gets summoned. I'd rather not have all of them get scorched, because we can bring back one of them with Yennefer, worst comes to worst, but we can't bring back all of them. So that's a pretty dangerous play to do that at this stage. There's not many great alternatives here. I don't really want to scorch their 1-strength siege dude. That may mean that we have to go Geralt here. He is a very good card for us. So I don't love throwing down 2 big heroes this early, but okay, well, here goes their Geralt. I mean, Marjoram, at least as of right now, this is a throwaway card that does exactly nothing for us, right? However, if we do, when we do ultimately play our Spy, we just hope we get one of the Berserkers, and suddenly this card becomes quite relevant. But, yeah. Till then, really not a great option here, other than, I guess we just go for the Longship. Yes, we go to Longship, and it might get double Scorch, all of them could get Scorch, which I don't like. I think we only have 1 more, yeah. So we'll lose 8 strength if that does happen. It's probably the right play if they have a Scorch on hand. If they don't, they go more, I mean, they may, but they go more heroes here. Now, we absolutely cannot play Gaunter Darkness here, otherwise suddenly we will have, I think, 3 of these guys, so that's 12 strength plus 8. We'll have 20 strength from all 4 power units. They would all get destroyed if our opponent has a Scorch. That'd be pretty bad. Let's see. They are winning at the moment by a little bit. What if we go with Olgierd in the range row? Actually gets the cow up to a 1 in that situation, which is kind of funny. And then Olgierd would be the one that gets Scorched, worst comes to worst, which is actually, I mean, it's slightly worse than getting these Longship Scorched, because he also has the additional benefit of giving the bonuses. Okay, but now they have a 7. So now we could go with our own Scorch if we wanted to. Or we could go with our Gaunter Dims. Now, they're winning by 1. 1. Stinks. Does stink. So I'm hesitant to go with Gaunter right now, because that's a relatively big play. 12 points. So maybe we just go with the Scorch now. It's not a huge play, but it would be enough for us to at least leapfrog them and take the lead here. So I guess we go for this. Let's see, and they go more heroes. Okay. So, I mean, not many choices here other than to go with Gaunter Darkness, and we are playing a very long round 1 here. Not going to have very many cards remaining for future rounds, but we do have a medic, so that definitely helps in that regard, and a Spy definitely helps as well, because those can give us additional cards. Let's go with Gaunter here. I'd really like for this to be our last card in this round. I mean, we could go Spy after this, now that we've gotten rid of all of our musters, I suppose. They're going to declare hits. They're basically edit undoing. So I don't think they're going to play anything else with strength here. Could play our Spy now. either we do that or we pass. I'm not sure if there's really an advantage to one over the other. I think I might actually prefer that we pass here. It does give our opponent some opportunity to turn around and play more cards and pass us and take a round one win. But I'm hoping they don't do that, and I'm hoping that what saving the spy does is that allows us to sort of play a little more slowly in round 2 or round 3. And that way, we can kind of gauge the situation a little bit more. So let's pass here. I hope they pass as well and just let us win this round 1. They may see this opportunity to pass us. Okay, no, don't give it to us. And we will get the Bovine Protector down here. Bovine Defense Force. I think what we do now is we play the Spy, and we'll see, of course, what we end up drawing into. But we might try to win this in this round, because remember, whenever Northern Realms wins a round, they draw a card, and that is not great. Although Skelga's ability is what? You get 2 cards out of your graveyard at random in round 3. That is an advantage, right? That we would have if we were to wait. And if we are trying to win in round 2, then we don't experience that at all. So if we get 2 cards in round 3 compared to their 1 additional card in round 3, then I guess that is still worthwhile to wait in that case. I guess we do. I don't remember exactly how Skelga's faction ability works, but I'm gonna take that risk, and I mean, we hope that it takes them more than 1 card to surpass the Bovine Protection Force. It only takes 1, but it is arguably their best card. So, yeah, not great. So they draw 1 card. We play 2 cards. Of course, there are 2 of our 4 strength musters, which is not a huge deal. They still have their leader ability, which doubles the strength of siege units. Yeah, it is the siege double. So these siege experts, they are potentially a factor. Remind me, our leader ability only lose half their strength in bad weather conditions. That's probably not very impactful here. So now, just double check what we would get back with Yennefer. Probably Olgierd. I forget, if we bring back the cow, I guess we could have brought back the cow in round 2 if we were trying to win round 2, but obviously doesn't work anymore. So I think we just go Spy. And this time, 2 type bonds that don't have their pair. Okay, now that was silly. They doubled the siege row with a commander's horn, and that's what their leader ability does. So that means their leader ability now gives them no incremental value. Speaking of no incremental value, Martyrdom doesn't do anything. Let's play it anyway, because I want to play it a little bit slowly here and wait to play our best cards until, ideally, after they've already played their last card and they're done. Yeah, I get the sense they may be out of units here. Why else would you play Commander's Horn in your siege row, other than if it was one of your only remaining cards and your only unit that gets double bite is there. So let's see, if we go Yennefer now, then yeah, I mean it's Olgierd, I think it has to be. But that's probably our biggest play, so let's wait on that one. And I think this last card's going to be something. Oh, it's a Spy. That could be a game changer. No idea what they ended up getting, of course. But that is not what I was hoping to see as their last card. Of course, we've built up a pretty significant lead here. They got a 10 strength hero. That helps them bridge the gap. We have a 7 strength hero, though. And that hero, of course, will also give us full geared. Now, I don't believe we get to choose which row he ends up in. He will end up in either melee or range at random, and he'll give +1 to the other units in there. We have 1 unit in the melee row, and I think 2 that are ones that can actually get boosted in the range row, so we want him to go range. That is where he ends up. Okay, good. And they pass. So, oh no, we pass, sorry. We're out of cards. I was gonna say, so hoping that their last card was just completely useless and they weren't gonna be able to do anything with it. It's Dandelion, which can be good, but they don't have any units to get doubled from them, so that means we take the victory in what was a little bit scary match when we saw they had a spy at the very end to play there. And we got Saris. Let's check out Saris. I hope that's a good card. Is that it? That might even be a hero. Although I don't think it had the gold around it. No, she's not a leader. Oh, but she is a hero. She has 10 strength, and she summons all shield maidens from deck and hand. That is that is very similar to what she does in the Gwent standalone game. That's pretty cool. You think she's the best card? That sounds extremely powerful. Extremely powerful. I'm gonna say that is absolutely a card we want to put in. Yeah, compare that to Hjalmar, who's just 10 strength but no special abilities, whereas Saris is 10 strength by herself and can bring in a whole bunch more strength. Wait. All shield maidens. Okay. All. So Clan Drum and Shield Maiden. That means we'll add these in. Oh, and their type bond as well. Oh, man. So you summon them, and they would normally just be 8 strength collectively, but they double each other. So that is 16 strength, plus Saris herself is 10, so that's 26 total. And I don't know if there are going to be more Shield Maiden cards that we can get in the future, in which case Saris becomes even stronger. That's insane. It does mean that ideally we're never having these Shield Maidens in our hand. We're just having them in our deck, and we get Saris, and when we play Saris, we get all of them out of our deck and onto the playing field, similar to Muster. But let's see. But now we've got a lot of units in here. Probably remove something. This is a huge deck at this point. We have what? 28 cards? What is the minimum usually? Like, what do we have in our... We have 29 in Scoia'tael? What? And Northern Realms? And 31 in Nilfgaard? Okay, maybe that's not huge. We have 36 in Monsters, although I think that's because we have so many Muster units in Monsters. Okay, so tell you what, maybe it's not as big as I thought it was. Our deck is not nearly as cluttered as I had taken that to mean it was. But, okay. I suppose, I mean, I'm just looking at the cards we have here and thinking, like, these are all cards we like. There is one more Shield Maiden, but I don't think we have it yet. But that is definitely going to be... Oh, we didn't put Saris in yet. Do that, for sure. We'll definitely want to put that Shield Maiden in once we get them. But I don't think we have one at the moment. Or at least, we only have those 2. Don't yet have the 3rd and final. It's alright. Okay, so I think that's everything. Of course, it was giving us the evil eye right there. Okay, so I don't think we've been in this direction yet. Double check the map. Did I get turned around? No, I think we're right in the right direction. We haven't tried that building directly in front of us, or the building right on the dock, and I'm not sure we've seen that one yet either, so we'll kind of go clockwise-ish, I guess.
Something's in the wind.
Okay, but that's locked. And this one, by the dock, it's just like a little area here that is not an actual building. Oh my god, that guy's voice. Who said that? Doesn't seem like there's too much over there.
What was that?
Well, let's see what this building is. Also locked. Getting a bit of a sign here. Getting the message.
Lady keeps a devil somewhere shady.
There seems to have been, generally speaking, a lot more chests with loot in them in the water. So I just want to keep an eye out for that stuff, because I feel like could definitely find a fair bit of that. Did that guy just throw a rock at us?
I've seen a great many things in my life, but cattle dropping from the sky, that's a first.
Ah, ha, ha, you don't say. You don't say.
Down, poor foolish notion. What would the clouds have to be like to carry that much cattle?
I didn't think about that.
This guy's the best. Does he have any more lines? Or is that it? What if we talk to
What's
him?
up, kitty eyes?
Excuse me? We are wearing glasses. You can barely see our eyes. Thank you very much. How dare you refer to us as kitty eyes?
Hey, welcome!
Hey. But seriously though, just think about the scientific state of the clouds that we would have to have in order for there to actually be cattle falling from the sky. It's crazy. It's crazy. One might even go as far as to say you would think it is impossible. But I assure you, it is not. Okay, so I'm not sure there's much else we can do here. Seems like for the most part, all the buildings are locked. So I think we've done just about all we can do. And in that case, let's take a look at our map here and think about where to go. Oh, there's this little, yeah, I don't know if this is technically still low vibe over here and up here, but there is also a question mark there, and it seems strange that there's one so close to the village. But why not check that out? Let's see what the deal is.
Summoning a witcher? Was that truly necessary? And our knights, what are they? Chopped liver?
Yeah, kinda.
Greetings.
Okay. This place looks maybe a little fancier.
When I was a young maid, we adhered to certain morals, as one should.
Party.
Okay. Oh. Now that's something. But I feel like that's probably tied to some kind of quest. Maybe even a Witcher contract? So I'm reluctant to just blast right through that at the moment. This house is extremely slanted. Feel like... yeah, might have skimped out a little bit too much on the architect. Because, you know, that's not exactly a foundation you have there, or at least not a very good one.
I forgot,
Going
you know.
here?
She's fit to wed. Oh, so fit.
Alright, I get it. I get it. Chill out, lady. We have no interest in your daughter. I'm sorry. Try going in here? You're a rock star!
If I see that
Yeah.
tat again.
Doesn't really seem like there's anything we can... or any buildings we can go into there. Yeah, here's the question mark. I mean, it's like right in the middle of all this stuff. This dog?
Nothing to see here. Move along.
Sure about that? No, the question mark is below. Okay. I think that means in order to get to the question mark, you need to blow through the rocks here. That's presumed, and that'll basically open up a dungeon.
I cannot hold my tool.
Whoa! That was a little more destructive than I was expecting.
Slithering snake by the leg.
So, like I said, feel like we can see something down there? Nah. I don't know. I feel like this is tied to some kind of quest, so I'm reluctant to go down there. Even if there is a question mark there, maybe we just play it safe for now, and of course, if there is a quest that leads us down there, then we will go there. If not, then this question mark will remain unclaimed, and therefore that'll be a reminder. Okay, yeah, there'll be a quest there. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Beaver bugger me.
This looks like this is the, or up there is the main building of this, what appears to be estate. I mean, this is kind of our neighbor. Nah, no, not really. I mean, you could make the case that everyone in Tucson is our neighbor to a certain extent, but I don't know. Turning Grounds really is the closest thing to our place. That in the inn. Oh man, the local restaurant is trash. People throw up at the restaurant. If you want to call it that, but I mean, what's a Witcher gotta do to get some fine dining around here? I mean, I have to imagine Beauclair probably has a decent amount of good eateries, but it's so much more of a commute. What's a Witcher gonna do? Is there a second floor here, or is this basically just a house full of nothing? Because it looks like basically a house full of nothing. Let us try going in here.
Witcher or not, you've still to bust your bum.
We're working hard, okay? Or maybe at times hardly working. Oh? You're
Yeah,
probably
what is
someone
it?
who's affiliated with some
Why
kind of
does
quest.
one summon a witcher, To inquire about the gossip currently flowing about the court?
Of course.
I have a problem with a beast.
Ah, you the one posted the notice?
Yeah, Witcher
Go
contact
on,
person,
then.
okay.
Spit it out. What's it about?
First, my dear Witcher, we must
Oh.
establish ground rules.
Okay,
Given
I'm
the
sorry.
vast difference in our respective social positions, I'm sorry
Excuse
to say I
me?
take umbrage at the familiar tone you take. I expect deference. I expect you to address me as Sir, or better yet, as Monsieur de Bourbeau.
Oh, is this the guy that people have been talking trash about? Because, I will have you know, mister, that, we also happen to be an esteemed owner of one Corvo Bianco, the most wonderful of estates. That's him? Yeah. Okay, I was gonna say, based on what we can already tell about his personality, trying to get why people are not the biggest fan of his. Well, let's see. So we can get to the. We can refer to him by one of the words he would like to for us to refer to him by, or we can just say, "We'll call you whatever we want. Thank you very much," which is, in some ways, what I feel like, because this guy's trying to be all stuck up and put us in our place. I'll be back later if I feel like it, because I don't terribly find much interest in talking to you. Nah, okay. Fine, we'll humor him for now. And then later on we'll put him in his place. Don't you worry.
Fine. Monsieur de Bourbeau.
The way that Carol says it is so hilarious as well.
Bobo?
Oh,
See, now,
gosh.
I'd rather emphasize something else. Tell me what this is about, monsieur, or I'll change my mind and go.
Naughtlings and their manners. Very well. Let us get this over with. Something has infested my vineyard.
Great. Let me go prepare my something oil then.
Yeah.
Beg your pardon?
Need more information than that. Where was this something seen? Any witnesses? Bodies to examine?
Therein lies the rub. None has seen the beast.
Hmm.
We've only heard signs of its presence, a strange scratching and shrieks. Neither are there any corpses to inspect. Men simply disappear without a trace.
Sounds kinda like the Bruxa. That would be my guess. But also, really, dude, some specifics. I mean, you gave us something. Then again, is this guy... the way you could look at it, as this guy is our biggest competition. He is a neighboring estate that is trying to produce the biggest and best wine, and therefore, in the world of winemaking, we want him to fail so that we can have less competition and more readily succeed in our efforts at Corvo Bianco. So, your infested vineyard can sour on the vine. Thank you very much. We're not going to help you. Nah, we'll help him. Maybe not thrilled about it, but I guess we'll help him. So, let's see. The noises, the missing people... I'm hoping we can ask about both these things, but let's start with the noises.
Noises you mentioned. Where do they come from?
Well, everywhere.
Oh my god.
But they're most clearly audible in the wine cellar.
Yep, like I said,
Means
sounds a
the
lot like the
monsters
Bruxa.
dwell underground. When are the noises loudest?
At
In the
night?
night,
Yep,
just as they were years ago.
definitely some
when
kind
the
of
buildings
vampire,
quaked.
I think.
Another expert agreed to look into the matter then, but was never thereafter seen nor heard of.
Okay, then the missing peoples. What's the deal with them?
Who's disappeared, if you don't mind my asking?
Most recently some farmhand, I believe.
Despite the vast difference in your social statuses, do you perchance remember the farmhand's name, monsieur?
No. You must speak to my wife. She has more collegial relations with this household help. She's away at the moment visiting her mother, but should return forthwith. Oh, that should suffice with the questions. Now tell me, will you take the contract? Yay or nay?
First, let's talk about the payment.
Depends. What kind of reward are we talking about?
Because for you, let me tell you, we have one price and one price only. And you can probably guess what I'm getting at here.
How much? Do you jest?
I actually didn't know that the annoyance level could go up that much in just one offer. I suppose it does make sense. But, okay, we'll dial it back a bit. Yeah, you're right. We don't necessarily need to succeed by making everyone else fail. So, you know, I said that in jest as well. But for this guy, he's quite obnoxious. He's clearly quite obnoxious. And so, you know, part of you does feel like, well, you know, maybe it serves him right. But anyways, we'll do it for him, and maybe around this price he'll actually accept.
Be
No,
reasonable.
won't. Gotta be close.
Fine. Seems I must take the loss. Agreed.
Okay. Actually, no, we'll do it.
Fine, I'll do it. Need to look around here first. Then I'll want to talk to Madame de Bourbeau.
Very well.
Extra
I shall inform you
Bobo.
once she has returned. Meanwhile,
The deal
key
is
to the
off. You
cellar.
pronounced her name wrong.
Just whatever you do, please do not disturb the wine barrels.
Oh, we will absolutely disturb the wine barrels. You can count on it. And we will not tell you that we have disturbed the wine barrels until every single one of them has been destroyed. Then we will walk away, accept the reward, and pretend that nothing happened. Of course. There's no other way.